Hello everyone. Welcome back to Cyber Talks with InfosecTrain. I am your host Shreya, and today we are here to tackle a topic that's been generating a lot of buzz: the Certificate of Competence in Zero Trust, or as we call it, the CCZT. So, with the landscape of cloud security shifting faster than ever, more and more professionals are asking, how do I prove my skills in this new world? And I think the CCZT is the answer to that question. I am incredibly excited to be joined by a leading expert in the field, Krish, a seasoned cloud security manager with over 19 plus years of experience in the field. Krish, welcome to Cyber Talks. It's great to have you here to clear some of the really asked or searched questions about the CCZT.
Hello, Shreya. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
It's
Hi.
been a very great, interesting thing to have you in this meeting for sure. Great.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure you're equally excited as I am.
Indeed, for sure. Yes, because this
Yes.
is one of the buzzword nowadays, and you can see it everywhere. So yes, indeed.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Before we get to the core questions, Krish,
hmm hmm
let's set the stage.
Okay.
So, the CSA has recently launched the CCZT.
Okay.
Could you give us a high-level overview of what the Zero Trust security model actually is and why this specific certificate is so important right
Okay. So when talking about the zero trust, it's not something which is completely new or completely different from what we have now. So
now?
for example, now normally I'll give a scenario here. So
Hmm,
assume that normally when we go for a network or when we talk about enterprise security, what we have is that we
hmm,
always try to go for a scenario where we have a use like I want to log into something. So I enter the
hmm,
username,
hmm,
I enter the password, and I log in. And the
hmm,
moment I logged in, I'm
hmm.
validated. I'm completely in. We call it
Yes.
call it as the castle and moat model. That means
Okay.
the moment that I enter a network, the moment that I'm able to access something, that means
Hmm,
I'm trusted from that point onwards. And
okay.
this is something which basically brings a lot of challenges. We call it as perimeter based security, which brings
Hmm,
a lot of challenges. Once in, you're trusted. That's a whole thing.
okay.
Once you're inside a network, once you're entered a cloud, once you're basically remotely access to an office network,
Hmm,
that
hmm,
means you're already on the track. That's basically one of the biggest challenges nowadays, because especially in the points where we're on to this cloud, AI is there,
hmm,
and
hmm,
many sophisticated technologies are on the market now.
hmm,
This castle and moat model, or be this perimeter based security, is bringing a lot of challenges to us. And to
hmm,
tackle this thing, we have
hmm,
optimized our existing security architectures to bring something called as a zero trust, where
hmm.
nothing is trusted. That, as the word says, zero trust,
Yes.
nothing or
Yes.
nobody is
Yes.
trusted, regardless of
Hmm,
the device or a user or an application or a workload, whatever it is.
hmm,
Nothing is trusted, even if it's inside or outside. That's a primary goal
hmm,
of this. And to add
hmm,
with this, this is not something which is basically an extra add-on we are doing. This is basically
hmm,
something which we are building in a more architected way to make it
hmm,
more
hmm,
effective and secure. It's not something new or something different like that.
hmm. So trust no one and you will be safe. That's the
Exactly.
concept. Okay, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Verify.
Let's.
Trust, but verify.
Hmm,
That's it.
okay. So there should be a firewall. Even if you're trusting somebody, you should keep a firewall.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So for someone who is considering the CCZT, what are the
Okay.
primary benefits? Like what makes it stand out from the other more traditional cloud certifications in the market?
Okay. Now, if I go for a AWS certification, Azure certification, or any
Hmm,
kind of a vendor specific certifications, obviously the problem is that that is going to talk about purely the that particular product, on how to implement that product. For example,
hmm,
if you come to me and like if you want to learn AWS, I can teach you that AWS as a whole, Azure
hmm,
or Google Cloud, or maybe some
hmm,
security platforms, etc. That's a different thing. But if I go
hmm,
for zero trust, it's a completely vendor neutral certification.
hmm,
It's actually a vendor rule certificate, not a certification. It's a vendor rule certificate. The
hmm,
difference is that if you have a certification, you have to renew it. Like maybe in
hmm,
every 2 years or 3 years, you have to renew it. But if you
hmm,
go for certificate, it's a one-time thing. You don't have to renew it. First of all, it's something which
hmm.
is validating your skill, and that's for the lifetime. That's the first
Okay,
thing. It's a certificate
okay.
program.
Hmm,
Second
hmm,
thing is it's a vendor neutral thing, so you don't have to worry about
hmm,
focusing on one particular product there. That's the first thing.
hmm,
The second benefit we have for this particular thing is that this is not something you're learning something new, or
hmm,
this is not where you're going to learn about a product.
hmm, hmm.
Using the products,
Correct.
like using your firewalls, using your identity management solutions, using your
Hmm,
security solutions, encryption tools, monitoring tools,
hmm,
optimizing them in a common way, to
mm,
bring out a security architecture which is like never trust, always verify. That's the whole
mm,
goal of it. It's not like, okay, I'm going
mm,
to add a completely new security solution or I'm going to add a new security product there.
mm,
Whatever you
mm,
have is fine, but we are able to make it to an optimized way, which is giving you a complete idea regarding that. Like, never trust,
mm,
always verify. It's like not just about the
mm.
boundary, it's about every single point you're verifying, like that.
That's a very good concept about this certificate. That's
Mm.
amazing. So, Krish, you have worked with many security professionals over the years. So, from a hiring manager's perspective, what does seeing the CCZT on a candidate's profile signal to you?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
when talking about the candidate perspective, this is, as I
Mm,
said, this is basically not something which is talking about one single
mm,
person or one single kind of a job role. That means,
mm,
like,
correct.
uh,
Mm,
for example, if you are a cloud security architect, or if you are an
mm,
identity and access manager, a security
mm,
consultant, or GRC lead, or let it be any kind of job roles like this. This is
mm,
something which is going to build on top of your profile to help you with the job. For example,
mm,
if I'm a cloud security architect who is aware of AWS and Azure, or maybe
mm,
hybrid cloud platform. So
mm,
when I learn this zero trust architecture, it's just an architecture which will help me to
yes.
align the
Mm,
things according to zero trust. That's the whole thing. And if I'm a person who is basically working as a security consultant and lead, or I am the one who is designing the whole end-to-end architecture, this helped me to design in a way that the security
mm,
breaches and threats can be means very much reduced, and the
mm.
the security can, the posture can be overall improved a lot, like that.
Okay, so it will amplify the portfolio of a candidate actually.
Exactly. To add with this,
Mm,
there is one more thing.
mm,
If you search in Google, you will not find a job called a zero trust manager, or you will not find a job role called as
mm,
ZTT
mm,
manager. It's not like that.
mm,
If you see
mm,
any job roles like cloud security architect, enterprise cloud
mm,
security manager, security consultant, CISSP, like those kind of job roles you search for, you can
mm.
find this as a mandatory skill on that, not exactly
Okay.
as a add-on, or not exactly or separate job role like that.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
really amazing. So it is gonna take up to you the highest part of the job selection criteria, actually.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So what kind of practical competence does it validate?
Okay. So
Mm,
it is, so when you say practical, there is two words in practical. One is the
mm,
one which you do in real time. Like for example, I log into a platform, I
mm,
fix it. That's a
mm,
practical thing.
mm,
And there is a practical aspect in GRC perspective, where
mm,
like now I know that I want
mm,
to perform risk management. Okay,
mm,
the practical way of doing it is to create policies to basically do the risk assessment, that whole step by step
mm,
process. So
mm, mm.
this is basically on the strategic perspective, the second one. That means
Okay.
here it is not something which is talking about a product or a specific things, as I said before. This is
Mm,
talking about the architectural perspective, which will help you to
mm.
integrate zero trust there.
Okay.
That's the whole
Okay.
thing. It will help you to
Mm,
integrate. Like now, whenever
mm,
there is a requirement coming up for you to build a network, or whenever you have a requirement coming up for building something based on a security architecture, this particular course is going to help you with having a
mm,
mindset to align what exactly is the most
mm,
important priority, where you have to
mm.
align things, what particular factors you have to keep in mind, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the architectural perspective, let's suppose if I have built a home, I have put two doors.
Okay.
Like you can come inside from the first door, but I have put another door to verify what is correct and what is not correct, and what to let in and what to not let out.
Got it.
If I'm on the right path.
Exactly, but that is not only just about that one single thing, because here
Hmm.
we're talking about the user only, but there is
Yes.
even more factors like that. For
Hmm.
example, let's say now,
Hmm.
let's take it more technical on this example. For
Hmm.
example, I want to log
Hmm.
into
Hmm.
InfosecTrain's
Hmm.
office network. First of all,
Okay.
I enter my username, my password, and obviously
Hmm.
some other factors like MFA and all is there. So
Hmm.
once I try to log in, I don't
Hmm.
get access to anything. First of all,
Yes.
before
Hmm.
that, they will verify various things: who is
Hmm.
logging in, which user, is
Hmm.
he authorized to log in at this particular time intervals, what
Hmm.
device he's using. Okay, am I
Hmm.
using a corporate laptop or a personal device? If it's
Hmm.
a corporate laptop, is it up to date, or it's patched, or is it the latest one, like this?
Hmm.
A lot of factors, and what time of the particular job is he's actually logging
Hmm.
in at that particular,
Hmm.
and is he allowed to perform that? Do we have some previous
Hmm.
incidents based on the user, like maybe
Hmm.
multiple failed login attempts, like that?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like this, they will verify 100 things before basically they are letting in. And even after they are into that particular
Hmm.
network, still they
Hmm.
are not given access. Still, for everything which when they're trying to access, these things will be verified in the backend,
Okay, okay.
like that.
Again, if you're still letting somebody in, you have to have a zero trust. Okay.
Exactly. Trust but verify. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Every
That
time.
is
Yep.
okay. That is amazing.
Because like I can give you a practical example for those nowadays.
Hmm.
You can
Hmm.
get this. You can get fake calls, prank calls from people, which
Yes.
like using this AI, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
deep
Correct.
fakes and all, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So like the
Correct.
same way, like now I can. So let's say now you're already inside the office. You're already logged
Hmm.
in. Now,
Hmm. Hmm.
what if I enter your laptop and through your laptop I access your data and I make some
Hmm.
mess? So that means
Hmm. Hmm.
according to them, it's you done that particular activity, but I am performing that
Hmm.
activity via your laptop using your profile. So these kind of threats or these kind of
Hmm.
incidents can be very much reduced when you go for zero trust.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually these kind of thing happens every day. And
exactly.
to reduce, okay, yeah, this is amazing actually. The
Mhm.
concept, theory, everything is amazing about this so far, right?
Yep.
So, zero trust can feel like a big abstract concept. So, how does the knowledge you gain from the CCZT transition into real and on the job scenarios, particularly on the job scenarios?
Okay. So when talking about the ZCZT, it's something which is going in a high level. That means
Hmm.
it's a foundation certification. For example, now I'll give you a scenario here. I am a AWS cloud expert, assume, or maybe I
Okay.
am a information security architect, or I am a
Hmm.
cloud security manager. Now
Hmm.
there is a requirement coming to me for building a new architecture, or maybe optimize my architecture there, or I
Hmm.
have to completely do a complete cloud migration, etc. In that
Hmm.
case, I have to know the identity access management segment, data
Hmm.
security, monitoring and visibility,
Hmm.
application security.
Hmm.
Like there is multiple areas I have to take care.
Hmm.
Compliance. So
Hmm.
in all and every one aspect in this, we have to make
Hmm.
sure we build or we integrate zero trust there. For example, the device level perspective, the user level perspective, the monitoring level perspective. For all these things, I have to know that how to apply zero trust in every level. And that is
Hmm.
basically what we are going to learn from this program. So this gives not a idea about a product or not
Hmm.
about building an identity access management system, but how to apply the zero trust principles on that particular architecture like that.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
That's amazing. So, we have received a lot of questions about the CCZT. So,
Okay.
I will put out it like in the framings which we
Hmm.
have received. It is like generally FAQs which our participants giving us. So, the key point of curiosity
Okay.
is the CCZT a vendor neutral certification?
Completely. It's a complete vendor neutral certification is by the CSA, the Cloud Security Alliance, who
Hmm,
basically provides other programs like this
hmm.
CCSK and all. So it's complete vendor neutral certification for sure.
Okay, and why is that vendor neutral aspect so crucial in the zero trust space where every company seems to have its own solution?
Okay. The whole point is like,
Hmm,
see, that itself says a word because we can't say that every company will basically go for the same product or same solution.
hmm, hmm,
Because now I always say in my sessions and batches I take that nothing is best until unless it's able to meet your requirements. That's
okay.
a rule which I we have to always,
Yeah.
when you think from a business perspective or professional
Hmm,
perspective, you have to understand that nothing is
hmm,
best until unless it's able to meet your requirements. Now I'm suggesting that, so yeah, this is the best mobile phone which you can buy, but
hmm,
at the end
hmm,
of the day you may have a different requirement for the mobile phone. So
hmm,
that is not
correct.
something which I can say that that's the best one
Hmm,
for you, right? So it's
yes.
about your requirements first, then based on
Hmm,
that I have to evaluate, right? The same way companies
hmm,
may use different products, different
hmm,
architectures they are having, different tools they will use, different
hmm,
vendors. So in this kind of scenario, you
hmm,
can't talk about one single product and teach about
hmm.
that. So that's the reason why zero trust comes in picture, where this course is never touching any provider or any course or any technology specifically like that. It's an overlay of that to help you build a proper framework and architecture.
I'm gonna apply that recommendation part mantra in my life for sure.
Indeed, nothing is best until unless it's able to meet your requirements. That's a rule number one in business and even in personal life also sometimes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for our listeners who are ready to take the next step, can you walk us through the process? What are the prerequisites? And if
Okay.
any, what does the registration and exam
Mhm.
process look like?
That's one of the most interesting parts in this, that you
Hmm,
just has to create a cloud account, I mean CSA account. Like you have to
hmm,
go to the Cloud Security Alliance website, create
hmm,
account there, and you can book the exam. But
hmm,
before that, regarding the exam, like it's not a big deal to prepare for the exam. It's
hmm,
not
hmm.
about preparation part because the exam is an open book exam. That makes it
Okay.
much
Hmm,
more flexible and friendly. You don't
hmm,
have to have that much
hmm,
stressed when you basically go for this examination.
Hmm.
It's an open book exam. But
Hmm.
at the same time, many people ask me, Krish, you say that it's an open book exam. So does it mean
Hmm.
that it's going to be like I can just copy and paste the questions and I'll pass? The
Hmm.
best part is
Hmm.
that you will never pass in that way. If you
Huh.
want to pass zero trust or
Hmm.
ZCCT exam, you have to make sure
Hmm.
first of all you have a complete idea regarding the concepts. Like all
Hmm.
the materials are available on the website itself, free of cost.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we can just go to the website and get the materials free of cost, and then buy the exam voucher. It's like 175 US dollars plus tax, as far as I remember. And
Hmm.
you can go for the exam. It's an open book exam, and it
Hmm.
contains 60 multiple choice questions, and you have to complete within 120 minutes. And the
So,
passing score is 80%. Yeah.
so these 60 multiple questions, are these scenario based or just straight from the
Completely.
theory?
No, it's not straight from
Completely.
the tape. That's the best part.
Hmm.
Because now, even if I have that books handy with me, even if I have ChatGPT on one side or Gemini on one side,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chance of passing is
Hmm.
very less, very much less.
Hmm.
Because I
Hmm.
have seen many people on LinkedIn just get back to me and say, Krish, I tried this exam with this ChatGPT stuff
Hmm.
and it doesn't work. Because these questions are from a massive pool of questions they are having.
Yes,
And
correct.
it's a
Hmm.
scenario, and all the answers may look alike. So we have to
Hmm.
find the best one, which is
Hmm.
according to the scenario. So it takes some time. Like that this is a CSA mindset. So obviously that you have to read the textbook for sure, and
Yes.
you have to have a formal training. That's what I personally recommend. The reason
Hmm.
why I'm able to talk like this now is because I obviously,
Hmm.
as a CCZT authorized instructor, I
Hmm.
had gone through the training from CSA first of all. There is
Okay.
a train the trainer process there. I have to gone through that.
Hmm.
Then only I was able. I applied for almost like 2 years. I work for almost like 60 plus organizations worldwide currently, and
Hmm.
currently supporting 30 organizations. So all these clients I worked with, I
Hmm.
tried to apply zero trust on maybe like or 10, 15 companies actually. And based on that experience is what I'm teaching you on that particular part. First of all, if I'm teaching that. The
Hmm.
second thing is that when we go for this particular thing, it's not just about a question and answer.
Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
the concept, you'll be able to go for the exam. That's it. So I
Okay.
would recommend you go for a
Hmm.
formal official training first of all, then
Hmm.
read the materials. It's completely available open online on the website itself. Get the exam and go for exam. There is no prerequisites as per as CSA
Hmm.
is concerned. There is no prerequisites for it. Like there is no need
Okay.
of any previous certifications and all. You can
Hmm.
directly go for the examination. But
Hmm.
provided, as I said, you should have a information security background and a cloud
Hmm.
security background. That is most recommended by me at least.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So after hearing this scenario-based questions format, I might feel anxious because I
Okay.
have just read the theory. I might have not taken the training, so it will be anxious for me. So what can they expect from the format? We know this it is scenario-based, but what can we expect from the
MCQ.
student's perspective?
It's just multiple choice questions. Like you
Hmm.
will have around 4 or 5 choices. Until unless
Hmm.
the question says choose two or choose three, there is only one answer for sure. And
Hmm.
see, this is my strategy for always writing these kind of exams. Because when you're writing the exam, don't try to
Hmm.
learn there. You're trying to just get to the point.
Hmm.
You don't
Hmm.
have to learn at the exam point, right? So what we
Hmm.
have to do, read the choices first. Read all the choices you get first. Don't not the
Hmm.
question for the choices. Then read
Okay.
the question, so you can
Hmm.
have a context there. Your boundary is limited. You have only 4 choices. Read that 4 choices. Based on that, you read the question. It's more easy
Hmm.
for you. Then get to the best answer like that. And every question is from the study materials they are giving you, so it won't be a challenge for you. But make sure that you get a proper dots to the dots should be connected. That's why you need a
Hmm.
training for that. And if you opt for like if you don't want to have a training for zero trust, there are multiple books and materials available online, but that takes a lot of time and effort. That's the only thing. Yep.
That's really amazing advice. So, in a world where so many certifications are available, right?
Okay.
So, what
Mhm.
metrics or benchmarks would you use to measure the effectiveness of CCZT?
Okay. Now,
Yes.
this is something which I'm not sure if everybody have the same opinion, but this is what I see for the last 19, 20 years. Uh, like certifications are basically very important for sure. But when it comes
Hmm.
to a job market, there are also two things. One is
Hmm.
basically they will look into the certifications. That is just a filter for the first initial part. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
If
Hmm.
there's 10 people there who is looking waiting for a
Hmm.
job interview, out of that, if
Hmm.
five have a certification, that five is filtered immediately
Hmm.
like
Correct.
that. That's
Hmm.
the whole
Hmm.
thing. So
Okay.
that is just an entry point, and
Hmm.
after that particular point they will look into the real time skills. It's not just certifications, because
Hmm.
this is something which I tell everyone who personally ping me on LinkedIn or Telegram, etc. I tell them that you don't have to go through all the certifications. You don't have to go through some 100 certifications or 100 programs there. But instead of that, focus on a career path, build a career path. Definitely we can help with that. All our trainers also, like everyone in here is basically having that or giving that particular advice to every candidates, like based on the requirements you're having, build a proper career path, exactly focus on certain certifications which prove your skills like tomorrow if I'm going for an interview, if
Hmm.
this certification is there, they will have a minimum assurance, right? That's the first thing.
Correct. Hmm.
Second thing is that once you have that certification
Hmm.
plus your skills is what
Hmm.
going to change. This
Hmm.
ZCCT is something which is basically built, as I said, it's built on top of what you currently know. If you are a
Hmm.
cloud
Correct.
security architect or a cloud architect or an enterprise security architect going
Hmm.
for a job interview, okay,
Hmm.
now if I have a ZCCT certification there, they completely is having a clear idea that this person is aware of what controls to apply where and what is the management mindset he should apply in terms of security, like that. So obviously it stands out. For example, now like I'm working in a company, and I still remember the scenario that whenever
Hmm.
one of my clients wanted to have an audit, okay,
Okay. Okay.
even though at that time I and they have seen my skills, they have seen my means previous client feedbacks and all. At
Hmm.
that time,
Hmm.
that company was specifically asked me, do you have a CCAK certification?
Okay.
Okay, I said, okay,
Yes.
I'm working this for a long time, but still they want me
Hmm.
to see the CCAK certification, if they have, I have or not. Like the
Okay.
same way, this is something which will give them a minimum assurance, right? A baseline benchmark, like
It
that.
will give them the weightage over
Exactly.
other people. Okay.
Obviously, yes, yeah. Because I don't have to worry about
Hmm.
much, like,
Hmm. Hmm.
so I can
Hmm.
directly go to the process. But there is no need of
Hmm.
dramas and basically verifying their previous experience and all, right?
It is
It's
already giving me a verified sign, like just over the LinkedIn. It is giving me the
exactly,
verification that I can also I can do this. So you
exactly,
can trust me. Okay,
exactly,
that
exactly. Yep.
that is amazing. I have one question. Like, is it really filling the gap, the skill gap we have in the cybersecurity domain overall? Like, if we
Indeed,
talk about this.
indeed. Like there is a see the gaps I found in the security or whatever we are facing now, companies are
Hmm.
facing now, is that
Hmm.
people know a lot of theory but they don't know how
Hmm.
to apply it. That's a whole
Hmm.
problem. That's a primary
Correct.
thing.
Hmm.
Now let's
Hmm.
say for example, if there is a person who knows about the ISO certification or maybe NIST
Hmm.
or some things like that,
Hmm.
but he don't know
Hmm.
how to do it in real time. That
Hmm. Hmm.
real time,
Correct.
that gap is basically what we need to address. This
Hmm.
cctct gives a very deep idea on how to do these things on the track and all, plus your skill, your of efforts, which
Hmm. Hmm.
basically like where you try to apply this on your networks and your infrastructure you have worked with, is going to basically bridge the gap completely for sure
Hmm.
on the zero
Okay.
trust part. Because like now
Hmm.
this issue even I have also faced many times. I don't have to want to
Okay.
just
Okay.
simply say that I'm good on this.
Yes.
But at that
Hmm.
time, what I when I started this zero trust approach, when I implement
Hmm.
that in a company, what I faced was,
Hmm.
even though I done that in
Hmm.
certain areas, I found a very very serious gap I was having at that time. Because
Hmm.
like when I was trying to apply this some principles or
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
particular technologies like encryption, etc., I found,
Hmm.
okay, this is not applicable. How do I do with zero trust? And that's why you can find multiple documents online, like NIST is having a
Hmm.
document,
Hmm. Hmm.
CSA is having a document for zero
Hmm.
trust for
Hmm.
implementation. Even
Yes.
CISA is having a document like this. There is
Hmm.
multiple vendors who provide documents to support this activity. So if you
Hmm.
refer these documents also, plus
Hmm.
if you try to do it by yourself once, at least once, that is
Hmm.
quite easy for you. Then it won't be a challenge for it anytime like that. It's not about the size of the network which is matters here. It's about how
Hmm.
you're implementing it, like that.
So you have to have the practical knowledge, which this certification will help and bridge the gap in between.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Amazing. So let's talk about some career trajectory. So you said it is open for anyone.
Okay.
Just they
Hmm.
just have to have the information security background and just have to have the cloud security background. But
Okay.
for the participants who are keen to have this
Okay.
certificate, what career path or profession profiles it will open for them? So I want to know
As I said, any job roles who is looking for an enterprise cloud architect, cloud security architect, cloud manager, enterprise security manager, or risk management professional, GRC professional, or anyone like this, identity management expert, or any
that.
job roles, this is basically an add-on which they are having. Because here we are basically learning to apply the zero trust in multiple levels, in the IAM level, data security level, infrastructure level, application level, incident
Hmm,
response level. So we are
hmm,
learning
hmm.
it in all these perspectives. So if you basically have a foundation knowledge on this zero trust with your existing skills, that is going to help you a lot for sure.
Okay, so with this certificate, anyone can transfer to any
Yes,
cybersecurity domain. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So it is an
If
add-on.
they yeah, for example, now we can do it more optimized. Whatever job roles you're doing now, it's something which is going to help you to do it more in an optimal way, like that.
So it is not just oriented towards cloud security, but all the domains like GRC you mentioned, IAM you mentioned,
Exactly,
like that.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Even though it's specifically done on cloud platform, but this is applicable
Mhm.
not only on cloud, even for on-premise also nowadays. Because see,
Okay.
now
Mhm.
the word cloud is now changing a lot. Because even
Mhm.
if I have my own cloud in my home, to make it simple,
Yes.
because I
Okay.
have some 4 servers cluster which I'm using for my
Mhm.
research and learning purpose. That's a cloud actually. So like the same way, if you have
Mhm.
a data center for your company now, which is basically used for all your customers, that's a private cloud. So obviously
Mhm.
that word cloud is now a bit dense, and a lot of things are there included in that, like that.
This is actually amazing. If like a GRC professional could also opt for this certificate, so that is amazing.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So looking ahead from today to after like 5 years, where do you see the CCZT going in the coming years?
Okay, so if a person who basically gets certified for ZCCT or these kind of certifications, actually there is two
Hmm.
things they have to do. First of all, they have to get certified. That's the most important. They have to get certified.
Hmm.
Because obviously that's a initial skill
Hmm.
which they need. Second thing is
Hmm.
that they have to
Hmm.
keep up with the changes which is coming. For example, now you're learning about how to do that in a
Hmm.
architecture, and whenever there
Hmm.
is a new changes coming in the business or architecture, you should make
Hmm.
sure that this principle is applied in every single bits and bytes points, like that.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
like that, if you
Hmm.
go over a period of time, definitely this
Hmm.
is going to be one of the prime principles we have to apply. Like for example, we have a principle called as defense in depth. Okay,
Hmm.
defense in
Hmm.
depth. It
Hmm.
means that whenever you are putting a security control, you should have one more layer of control. Like
Okay.
when you wear
Hmm.
a mask, you have different
Hmm.
layers in the mask, right?
Yes.
To
Yes.
filter
Correct.
the germs. Like the same way,
Yes.
when you
Hmm.
basically have a security control, you should have multiple layer of controls there, so that even if
Okay.
one fails, the other control will help you with that. So that is something which we are applying for last 20, 30, or even more years.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
still
Hmm.
there.
Correct.
That is what we are
Hmm.
applying, but in a more optimized way. The same way,
Hmm.
zero trust is something which is basically a architectural principle or a
Hmm.
framework which
Hmm.
you can build or implement on, even if you go for AI, even if you go for any architecture like that.
Okay, okay. And
Yep.
now you just mentioned AI. So
Yep.
I have just come up with a question. AI,
Hmm.
machine learning, quantum computing, it is evolving every day,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So will it remain relevant, the CCZT certificate like this, or will it change in the coming years? Like AI is evolving every day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, that is a very important question. I am sure that definitely people will ask the question for sure, because
Yes.
I posted something on LinkedIn there also a few days
Hmm.
back regarding this AI, that
Okay.
whenever anything new comes in the market, people get
Hmm.
worried. People
Yes,
always get
correct.
tensed. There's no reason
Yes.
for them to just stay calm. They will always get worried about everything. Even AI also. When I still remember when this Excel came into market, right?
Yes,
When
yes.
this Excel, Microsoft Excel came into market, people was way much panicking that okay, Excel came, so there was a lot of jobs going to be replaced.
Yes, correct.
But when I say this now, you will feel okay, it's weird, it will never happen. The same way, AI is something which is going to help us in the way we use it. That's how it works. So when now, for example, you are a security expert. If you use AI with your security tools, that's going to make your job much more easier, and it's more optimized. The same way,
Yes.
when zero to even I this is the question because I'm a cloud professional for a long time. I'm getting this question specifically on cloud as well. Krish, AI come to
Okay.
the market. Okay, so
Mhm.
obviously your cloud is going to completely be gone. AI is going to rule the world. And even you also took AIGP. I still remember the question one guy asked me. You took
Yes.
AIGP. That means are you going from cloud to AI? The
Mm-hmm.
first answer for that is AI is built on top of cloud. That's the first thing. That means if you want to use AI, you should have a cloud in the below.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that is
Yes.
not something going to replace it. But we have to use that. We have to utilize it effectively. Now just think about a scenario where after some 1 year, will you be able to live without AI? No, right? You basically
No,
start using
correct.
AI for a lot of
Absolutely not.
things. Even I can see,
Yes.
some people when they want to send a leave application to the manager, they just tell AI, write me a leave application to my
Yes.
manager. See,
Yes.
like that,
Yes.
right?
Gemini even has the feature now. You don't
E-
have to even type it. Yes.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
So this zero trust is something is basically some when you use AI, when you use all these technologies coming up, this can
Mm.
help us in implementing AI zero trust in a more effective manner. Instead of basically you going and worrying about all these things, whether it's done properly or not, I can use
Mm.
AI to verify it. Instead
Yes.
of basically
Mm.
worrying about the anomalies. See, the zero trust is completely working on various feedbacks and anomalies also. So by having this AI as a feedback mechanism and all, the zero trust can help us in, that is more optimized and more better for sure. It won't
Yes.
replace, it is going to
Yes.
help support. It's the way we
Mm-hmm.
use it, like that.
That's a really good explanation actually, and I believe people are looking for it. And if they are popping onto your LinkedIn and asking such questions, I believe they have so many questions around this AI domain itself. Uh,
I can see a lot, I can see a lot because
hmm,
uh, it's like, what primarily happens is that it's
hmm,
like news headlines. Okay.
yes.
You will panic if you see what happened there, like that. There is a
Hmm.
lot of news headlines, right? Like the same
Yes.
way now there is a lot of headlines coming up. AI is going to rule the world. AI is going to replace things.
Yes,
Your
yes,
job is
correct.
going to be your job is gone with AI.
Hmm,
Even
hmm,
the best part is I have seen one of the content writers, not part of
hmm.
our company, actually it's a different company. Krish,
Yes.
is content writing is going to be replaced by AI. The whole
Hmm.
thing is that let it
Yes.
be any job role. If you
Hmm,
are a if you are except it's until unless it's a special non-specialized job role, it's a generic job role. If
hmm,
you are a specialized job role you're having, it won't
hmm,
be replaced with AI, but it's going
hmm,
to optimize it. It's going to make your life
hmm,
more easier. That's it.
hmm.
For example,
Yes.
previously I used to make policies and frameworks and
Hmm,
reports and all
hmm,
by myself, and in
hmm,
some certain areas I have to basically spend a lot of time making the charts and converting it, doing the whole
hmm,
stuff. But within
hmm.
just now a single prompt I'm able to do it. So it's
Yes.
make my job more easier, right? I can sit
Yes.
peacefully with my family, right? Like that. Yeah.
Correct, correct. You know how to give a command to AI and to make your
Prompting.
work. Yes, prompting.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, Krish, this has been incredibly insightful for someone who is still on the fence about whether to invest their time and money in the CCZT. What's your one final piece of advice you would offer them?
Okay. Let me make it this way. Like, first of all, this is just
Hmm,
about if you're just looking for certification, it's about like $175 plus tax. It won't be a huge
hmm,
amount when
hmm.
compared to a lot of other certifications, first of all.
Yes.
The second thing is that this is going to definitely optimize your skills, or this is going to help you with your,
Hmm, hmm,
job roles as an add-on.
hmm,
Like I
hmm,
said
hmm,
before, this is not something which is going to be a single job role
hmm,
which is going to help
hmm.
you.
Correct.
But
Yes.
for whatever jobs you're having, this is something going to be mandatory, or even it's there since for last long time.
Hmm,
And now it's one of the key technologies we have to use, especially when the scenarios where we have a work from
hmm,
home culture, this like cloud things and AI is coming in picture. Because of
hmm,
that, you have to make sure that this can be utilized effectively.
hmm,
And for
hmm,
a person who basically want to jump into this, the first thing is that learn zero trust and
hmm,
learn and get certified. Learn how to apply that in your existing job role. That's the first thing. Okay,
okay.
learn first of all, learn zero trust, get certified, apply that in
Hmm.
existing job role, then continuously improve it. Learn the new frameworks, learn changes happening, and like that.
Hmm.
That's enough. That definitely going to help you for sure.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That is those advices really good.
Yep.
So, Krish, as we are in the month of cybersecurity awareness, I have
Hmm.
learned that I have to trust nobody. I have to have zero trust, but I have to verify that. I have
Exactly.
taken my cue. But
Yeah.
for our audience, what advice would you like to give them?
Okay, so when talking about this, the like this, when talking about cybersecurity, when talking about information security, zero trust, and all these things, the whole
Hmm.
thing is that it's a evolving thing. The moment
Yes.
that we feel like this is basically over, this is basically done, you have learned something, you have finished something, that basically going to begin something else new. Okay, so
Yes.
it's about being updated, upgrading your
Hmm.
skills, making sure
Hmm.
that all you're on to the relevant market. That's the whole thing. That's basically
Okay.
very important. And if
Hmm.
you're a person who is trying to protect your infrastructure and build things, learn about
Hmm.
new solutions and how to see if can be to apply it on your existing infrastructure and all. That's the whole thing.
Okay. Hmm.
Like, yeah,
Okay, thank you so much, Trish,
yeah.
and thank you for shedding light on the CCZT. Your insights have been invaluable. And to our listeners, viewers, and the entire community, thank you so much for hanging tight with us in the conversation. And if there is one thing to take away from today, it's that the future of cybersecurity isn't about building higher walls, but about adopting a never trust, always verify mindset. The CCZT is your way and a blueprint for that future. For more information on the certification and zero trust principles, you can find the official Cloud Security Alliance resources linked in our show notes. And until next time, this is Shreya signing off from Cyber Talks. Remember, in cybersecurity, the only constant is change. So keep learning and keep adapting. Thank you so much, Krish, once again.
Thanks, everyone, team. Thank you. Thanks, Raya.
Thank you. Thank you.